I'm digging out the parameter footers for the monolithic slab. That means the footer and slab will be poured at the same time in one single pour. It's going to be simple, strong, and cost effective. I'm using my Bobcat bucket, and I'm doing that because I don't want to rent any additional equipment like I mentioned earlier. And I'm going to cut down to about 16 to 24 inches deep, so that way I'll be right below the frost line. And I want to keep that around the outer edge because that's where the load-bearing part of the structure is going to sit, so it's important to have a footer there. You'll notice I'm not going super wide. For most sheds, small barns, or even garages, a 12-inch wide trench is plenty. If you're dealing with a bigger structure, you might want to go a little wider and deeper depending on your frost line and building code. I've had people ask me several times in the comment section, why don't I bring in a crew or rent specialty tools when I make my videos? Honestly, I love to figure things out doing it solo, and I like showing you what kind of job is possible even if you don't have a ton of resources. That's what this channel is all about, getting things done in the real world. Doing this with just my skid steer and bucket takes a little finesse, but it gets the job done. One tip I'd like to give you if you're digging with a bucket like this, go slow and take shallow passes. You'll stay more accurate and avoid over digging. And if you're trying to rush each scoop, you're going to make a mess, so don't do that. If you're doing this and you can't gauge your depth by eye, definitely take your tape measure and measure it here and there just to make sure you're staying at the right grade. It's easy to take off a couple inches without realizing it. If you're enjoying this type of content, then you'll definitely want to check out the Excellent Labor course membership. Get instant access to all the DIY courses and downloads for just $5 a month at the time of this recording. And the best part, the library is growing, but your price won't if you lock it in today. Check out the link in the description to get started. That actually dug out better than I thought it would using just the bucket. So all I'm going to do now is use my shovel and just shovel out all this loose dirt. And that is the negative part about using the bucket versus having an actual backhoe, is you're going to have to do a lot of hand digging to get this out, but it's really not that much there. So that's going to be a little sweat equity for not having to rent any type of backhoe. Sometimes you just got to grab a shovel and get after it. Right here I'm just hand digging this section of footers out because the machine, like I said, could not clean this out. And yeah, it's slower, but it gives you a nice clean job. As you can see here, now we're down to a solid base, and that's going to support the barn with no problem. Looks really good and clean. And you can see that skid steer actually cut out that dirt really sharp. So we cannot complain about the looks of this job. So I'm really happy with the results so far.